One of the key updates of the October 2013 Apple launch was a new pair of MacBook Pro models. The screen sizes haven't changed. You still choose between a 13-inch and 15-inch model, but although the systems look the same as their predecessors, there are more than just a few changes to take into account under the hood. Welcome to Ifty's Tech Corner, where today we are taking a look at the 2013 Intel Haswell-based MacBook Pro. Originally released back in June 2012, many described the original 15-inch MacBook Pro with Retina Display as the gold standard for high-end notebooks. Now, Apple is back with its refreshed version, swapping in Intel's latest Haswell processors and graphics, but keeping the high-resolution display. Unlike the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina, the 15-inch model doesn't slim down any, but then again the meatiest Pro has never really been about portability alone. Instead, it aims to be the powerhouse desktop replacement that you can bring with you, and with a $200 cut to the price, it all sounds all the more appealing. Here I have the maximum possible spec 15-inch MacBook Pro with Retina Display, sporting the latest generation Intel Haswell 2.6 GHz quad-core i7 CPU, a healthy 16GB of RAM, and a huge 1TB SSD based on the PCIe architecture. Coupled with the Intel Iris Pro graphics and auto switching to a 2GB NVIDIA GeForce GT 750M graphics chip, we really have a serious powerhouse of a mobile system here. So within the actual box, we have the MacBook Pro at the very top here with the pull tab at the bottom. So if we move this to one side, we'll take a closer look at that in just a moment. We have your normal power extension cable with your plug adapter. We have the actual charger adapter here, your standard 85-watt adapter, along with the MagSafe 2 connector at the end. And we have your standard Apple literature, quick start guide, Apple stickers, and so on. So pretty standard box. Take a look at this model and you'll struggle to find any obvious differences between it and the 2012 model it replaces. That's because Apple has left well alone, on the 15-inch version at least. The MacBook Pro is dense and sturdy. The aluminum finish has a more premium feel to any of its rivals, while the backlit keyboard and broad glass trackpad are comfortable for more extended periods of use. On either side of the keyboard are also stereo speakers, which can be cranked up to impressive levels of loudness, despite the absence of a separate subwoofer. Running along the left side are the MagSafe 2 port, 2 Thunderbolt 2 ports, a USB 3 port, and a headphone socket. On the right we have a second USB 3 port, a HDMI port, and an SDXC card slot. Wireless connectivity includes Wi-Fi A, B, G, N, and the newest AC, as well as Bluetooth 4. Of course, the MacBook Pro with Retina Display's crowning glory is its display, a pixel-dense 2880 by 1800 resolution that adds up to 220 ppi, which means, as with the Retina-enabled iPad and iPhone models, that at typical viewing distances the average eyes can't make out individual dots making up the image. In the default Retina mode, the Pro actually replicates the resolution experience of a 1440 by 900 screen, only devoting 4 physical pixels to each pixel on the screen. That makes everything significantly smoother, though if you prefer you can switch up to 1920 by 1200 resolution to fit more on screen at any one time, even if some of the details get very small. High-resolution panels have begun to show up on other notebooks since Apple's original Retina model was released, but the 2013 MacBook Pro's display is still incredibly impressive, with broad viewing angles, strong and even backlighting, and none of the yellowing that some notebook displays can tend toward. Is it a surprise that the MacBook Pro with Retina is fast? No. This unit has the 2.6 GHz quad-core i7 processor with 16GB of memory and 1TB of flash storage. Specifications like those outclass the average desktops, not just notebooks, and it goes without saying that apps run slick and smooth on the powerhouse Mac. When Apple launched its Haswell generation MacBook Air models, it moved to PCIe SSD storage instead of the SATA type used in previous generations of Apple laptops. Predictably, the MacBook Pro models have made the same move. The difference is simple. PCIe is faster than SATA, allowing for faster transfer rates and stopping the connector type from being a bottleneck. This results in a huge step up in throughput rates, Where the previous 2012 Pro managed around 300 megabytes per second write and 448 megabytes per second read speeds in Blackmagic Disk Speed Test, the 2013 version makes a huge jump in both read and write speeds. It really is staggeringly fast. As you would expect, the numbers add up to some slick, real-world performance. The Pro boots in seconds, resumes from sleep almost instantaneously. Apps load without delay. Even my attempts at multitasking, opening dozens of tabs in the browser, multimedia playback, and video exporting in the background, all failed to slow the system down. Apple rates the battery to be good for up to 8 hours of web surfing over Wi-Fi, 8 hours of iTunes playback, or up to 30 days of standby. Even with the higher performing components, that's around an extra hour of runtime over the 2012 models, and that's mainly thanks to the more efficient Intel Haswell based processor. The battery usage will obviously be dependent on how much you tax your processor and graphics, using the system to simply browse the internet over Wi-Fi, and with the screen at mid brightness, I saw an impressive 9 hours and 24 minutes runtime before the system shut down. Considering the nature of the hardware, that's a more than admirable showing from Apple's notebook. Of course, if you want to do video processing or gaming while running on battery, the MacBook Pro with Retina will crunch through a full charge pretty quickly. Figure on a few hours of earnest Final Cut Pro rendering before you'll be reaching for that charger. Mac users have never had it so good. The MacBook Air Haswell upgrade, which we covered in a previous video review earlier this year, gave the Ultra Portable the super long battery life it deserved, with up to 12 hours of runtime, enough to satisfy even the most demanding road warrior. Now the Pro has had its own shot at Haswell. If anything, the waters are all the more muddied. The Air is still the mobile machine, perfectly poised to balance the processing demands of the average traveller with the sort of battery life they need. The 2013 upgrade to the 15-inch MacBook Pro with Retina Display refines Apple's powerhouse even more. It's a safe, predictable upgrade to the series. It doesn't take any risks, but that's probably no bad thing. And this time round, both the 13 and 15-inch Retina models are significantly cheaper, making them seriously impressive machines all round. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments below. In the meantime, why not check out my channel for any related videos, and click the logo above to subscribe and be informed of when my next video is released. See you next time on IFTY's Tech Corner.